Athletes have been great. The athletes have been very easy to work with. They've been very coachable. So that's the first part of the process. You want to make sure you have something good to work with. Recruiting has been awesome. We've had very good success there. The athletes are very excited. We really want to build on top of the group of great athletes and great student athletes we have here. So it's been very smooth. Looking forward to the chances to have a great season next year. So,
what do you look for when you're recruiting a runner?
Obviously, someone who's quick. We look for someone who's. I'm looking really at a lot of small town kids. We have local kids, but also a lot of small town kids that are overlooked. Kids that maybe don't have the teammates, don't have the coaching, but have the desire, the passion, the will to. The kids that want to go out on their own and train when there's no one else, pushing them or telling them to do it. That's a big sign to me that they're going to be successful anywhere, and we want to have them here. On top of that, we want to find good students, kids that have good grades, kids that are leaders in their community, stuff like that.
And what would you say is the selling point for a potential student athlete to choose LCU?
Well, LCU, on top of having great athletics, and we know what we're doing as coaches, it's a great school. The placement rate for teachers is 96%. The acceptance rate in the grad school for med students and dental students is, vet students, is like 85–90%. So those are great stats that if you're serious about school, this is a great place to be in the sciences for sure.
And Leigh, talk about how your kind of coaching philosophy or the way you coach or how you can assist the program is different than your husband's.
We laugh because we coached together at the college level for 4 years in Ohio, and so the first year, being husband and wife, we kind of had to learn how we work best together, and so we've already gone through that transition, so we know how to play off of each other and what works well. We have the same coaching philosophies and how to train runners, but obviously we relate to people differently, and it's nice having a man and a woman because obviously I can relate to ladies a little bit better, he can relate to guys a little bit better, both being past runners. At the college level, we know the pressures that come with that, the academic pressure and the athletic pressure. So, but we make a good team when it comes to being there for the athletes and how to push them and putting the right workouts together for the athletes.
And what's your motivation to get the best and the most out of a potential student athlete or a current student athlete when they're running? What are you wanting out of them? Is it the end results? Is it just the progress from watching them as they how they enter, how they finish? What are you looking for?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different things that you'd be looking for, but in the past, I realized that ultimately, I like somebody that will stay on top of things, that do what we ask and do it with a smile on their face, and come in and be a leader and be positive and push their teammates, and in the end, regardless of how fast they run, if they're getting their job done, I love those kind of kids. Regardless of if they're the first place or the last place, I think we would both agree that we like having a well-rounded team. We're not looking for people that are just gonna be the best as far as their running potential. We want people that are good students, good people. A good team environment is really what we like having the most. That's what's the most fun to us. Yes, it's fun to see people run well, but in the end, it's a lot more fun to just have a really positive environment where people can flourish on academic and athletic level.
Nick, final question. What do you want to do the most with this program? Whether it's building back or just putting it together. As you slap your stamp, what is that stamp you want to put on this program?
I just want to have a program that's obviously successful at the conference and national level, but I want to have student athletes that are just going to go off in life and they're going to coach and have great stories to share the college experience and give that same experience to their athletes or their community. Go out and be leaders. That's really the kids that I've had the most satisfaction in coaching were ones that changed their lives for one way or another, going down bad paths, and even if they weren't the best runners, they changed their life and they saw the goals and purposes that were ahead of them, and they went for them. So.